All right, so when you're ready, we're going to start in child's pose today. So you can take a wide-legged version of this or just a normal, just with your legs together, feet together. If that doesn't suit you, please sit in any other position that is comfortable for you. And you can use a block if you'd like, so maybe for your head or underneath your hips, sometimes quite nice. And then you can just rest down, so the arms can be stretched, really any position that you want to take. You're going to love the theme of today's class, Rose, I have to say. It's going to be quite apt for you. And I don't know how we've done that, but you will. So taking a few moments just at the start of class, just coming away from your morning and just beginning to draw your attention inwards. So start to just notice your breath. Just as it moves in through your nose and out through your nose. Just allowing the breath just to smooth out and deepen a little bit. As your breath starts to even out, start to notice your body, just how it feels here. So maybe starting to feel your body weight on the ground. So we're going to do a grounding class today, and it's called Sky and Earth. So really trying to take the concept of using the ground as something that we kind of grow out of rather than kind of sink into. So we're trying to get that feeling of kind of elongating up towards the sky. So the elements, the 5 elements, are really important in nature and also important in yoga, not just in the physical sense, but also in the sense of how they really affect our emotional and our physical well-being. So when you're ready, we're going to first of all just take a little mudra. We're going to do a few mudras today, and I'll explain how the mudras are affected by the elements. So we're going to take your palms together, so you can stretch your arms out in front. The palms pressed together in that namaskar, and then if you bring your arms over, and the thumbs just kind of settle into the nape of your neck. So just stretching a little bit through the arms and a little bit through the shoulders. So starting to press the hands together, and again, each of our fingers actually represent one of the 5 elements. So we start with the thumb, and it's fire, and then we have air, either ether or space that we have next, and then earth, and then finally water. So when we press our palms together, we're kind of connecting everything in the universe to ourselves. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly release the hands and then start to make your way up. So just walk your hands back towards your knees. Now we're going to take easy pose or sukhasana. So we're going to do a little breathing practice. So we're going to do we're going to create a mudra first of all, called prana mudra. Prana is the energy or the life source that runs through us. So in order to kind of tap into that, mudra just really intensifies it. So we're going to have your palms facing up, and we're going to bring your thumb, and we're going to connect it with earth and water. So that's the last 2 fingers on your hand. And it's a little bit tricky to get. So if you feel that it's quite kind of causes you any discomfort in your hands, you could always just take your thumb just to the second last finger, which is earth. But if you can, try and join your little pinky finger in with that as well. So the fingers just spread out and the arms relax and the chest lifts. So we're going to do a little breathing practice with this prana mudra, which is going to help us to tap into that energy. So we're going to start with Samavriti, which is our even breath. So just breathing in for 4 and then out for 4. So just in through your nose and out through your nose. And then we're going to increase this. So we're going to keep the inhale the same, so that breathing in for 4. But as you exhale, if you elongate it a little bit, so maybe try 5 to start. And then do that again. So inhale for 4, This time, maybe exhale for a count of 6. If it's your count, however quickly or slowly you breathe, just use that. And if it feels okay to stay at 6, then you'll just remain there. Otherwise, we'll inhale for 4 and exhale for 7. Again, breathing deeply in through your nose and elongating the exhale. So we'll do that again. So breathing in for 4. Maybe this time you can exhale for 8. But again, if it feels too forced or it doesn't feel right, then leave it out. So our root chakra is pressing against the ground. We're lengthening through our spine, creating this prana mudra. And we're just controlling our breath. We're going to do a really grounding practice today, starting really close to the ground and then eventually rising up. We'll take one more deep inhale and the elongated exhale. And then you can release your hands and open your eyes. And you might want to move your fingers about if that feels a little bit strange. So we'll move a little bit. We'll take your hands onto your knees. We're just going to do a seated cat-cow here. So as you inhale, we'll draw the chest forward, pull the shoulder blades back, maybe lift up through your chin a little bit. And then on the exhale, we're going to draw your belly in and round back as far as you can. Do that again. So inhale, draw yourself forwards, open up through your chest. And on the exhale, rounding in. We'll do that a couple more times. So just start to feel the stretch through the upper part of your body. And then we'll make our way back towards the center. As you come into the center, we're still going to move round, but we're going to circle round. So if you use your left shoulder, just start to move it forwards. And again, just moving in your own way. And if you want to make this bigger or smaller, then as long as you're moving and you're breathing, then that is fine. Have the breath just moving in and out through your nose. Maybe it's a ujjayi breath if you practice that, just however you want to breathe. Okay, we'll make our way back towards the middle. But before we do the other way, we're going to change the cross of your legs. So if you bring your other leg in front, so then we sit in the same way all of the time. And then start to move with the right shoulder. So just draw it forward, circle it round. See how it feels in comparison with moving through the left shoulder. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, we'll make our way back towards the center. So from there, we're going to move to all fours. So just take your time coming round into that all fours position. And again, when you get there, take time to separate the fingers, spreading the hands along the earth, and use your knees so they're hip distance apart here. And again, drawing the belly up, and then we'll start to move through the cat-cow here. So inhale, drop the belly, and then exhale, just rounding in. So taking your time. Start to feel the muscles in your back stretching out. Start to feel the front of your body stretching out. Okay, when you're ready, we'll make our way back towards the center. So just into a more neutral position here. So keep the belly drawn in, and as you inhale, we're going to extend through your right leg. So we're just going to take it behind us. So pushing up and out of the earth, try and keep a nice balance in your body so the foot kind of flexes and presses down. Now, if you want to, you can just stay here, or maybe you stretch to your opposite hand, so just reaching to your fingertips of that opposite hand. Keep pressing and lifting up and out of the earth so we're not sinking into it. Good. Take one more deep inhale. Now from here, we're going to bend through your right leg. So just slowly bend it. And if you want to now, you could put your left hand on the ground, or maybe you just reach along your side, so your left side with that left hand. If you can, we're going to start to take hold of that foot. So with the opposite hand, we take hold of the foot, we press into it, and then you rotate round a little bit towards the left side. So your chest kind of opens up a little bit more. Well done. Okay, take one more deep inhale. Now slowly release, so don't let it ping away, but control it. Extend the leg, but put your left hand on the ground. And then take your left foot down towards the ground. So the toes are on the ground, so you can pick yourself up and we're going to step back with your left leg. So we're in this plank position. Again, you can lower your knees straight away when you get there, but try and push up and out there. So really feel that you're not sinking into it, but you're using your core to lift up and out of. Now we are going to lower to the ground, so you might want to lower your knees in this first one, and then just bend your elbows and slowly lower yourself all the way down to the ground. So when you get there, if you flatten out in your feet now, so your toes are pressing against the ground, and then if you bring your hands underneath your shoulders, we're going to do a little cobra here, so pubic bone down, and then as you inhale, just start to lift your chest up and draw the shoulders down your back. On the exhale, slowly release all the way back down. So do that again. So inhale, draw the shoulders back, lift your chest. You can lift a little bit higher if you like, but just take it to where you want to. And then on that exhale, just slowly release down. Okay, we'll do that once more. So again, inhale, draw the shoulders back, lifting up. As you exhale, slowly release all the way back down towards the mat. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to push up to all fours. So take your time to just press yourself up, walk your knees in. And then from here, we'll tuck the toes and we'll start to lift the hips up to downward facing dog. So just take your time as you move through it. Spread your hands. So in this down dog, again, you might want to pedal out your feet, but start to get a sense of really spreading your fingers and pushing up and out of the earth. So you're lifting up through your shoulders. The hips move skyward, so you're pulling the belly in and lifting the hips up. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Lift both heels up and just lower your knees all the way back down towards the ground. So coming back in here. So again, spread the hands, draw your belly in. And we're going to extend through your right leg again. So it's the same leg. So if you extend your right leg behind you and then bend through your right leg. Now this time we're going to circle round. So we're just going to make quite big circles with your knee. And again, it's up to you. So if you want to make this bigger or smaller, then do that. It's really trying to feel that you're really warming up through that hip. Keeping your balance the same. Change direction when you're ready. So take it the other way and then just see how it feels. Okay, when you're ready, I'm going to draw the right knee just in towards your chest. We're now going to step it towards the top of your mat now. So you can take your time and just step it through. Place it in between your hands. Maybe slide your left leg back a little bit so you've got a little bit of space there. And then as you inhale, we'll draw the belly in and we'll start to lift up. So we're going to take your right hand just onto that right knee, and then we're going to reach up through your left hand. So we're not just lifting the left hand up, but try and get that sense of really pressing down and pushing up out of the earth, but then reaching that hand up towards the sky. So you get a really quite a strong stretch through the left side of your body as you do that. But let the hips drop down towards the earth. So we're allowing gravity to kind of pull us back down. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, slowly release both hands back down towards there. And then we'll step that foot back. So just coming back into this all fours position. And when you're there, we're going to again spread your hands. Keep the knees separate and then start to circle around. So moving up towards your wrists, maybe over them, and then press your hips back towards your heels. So just taking these big circles in your own time and at your own pace. Okay, when you're ready, we'll change direction, so just moving the opposite way. And then just when you're ready, start to make your way back in towards the centre once more. So as you come in, we'll draw the belly up and in, we'll spread the hands again, make sure you've got a really firm position. And on your next inhale, we'll start to extend through your left leg. So just take it behind you, flex your foot a little bit, Keep that balance between your hands and your hips. And then maybe stretch through your opposite hand. So just reaching that arm away. To try and get that sense of pressing up and out of the earth and reaching through your fingertips. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to slowly start to bend now through that left leg. So if you want to, you can put your right hand on the ground. Maybe you just reach it along your side. Maybe you can grab hold of that foot and then pressing the foot into the hand, start to rotate round towards the right side a little bit. So try and keep everything balanced. Don't force it. If you can't reach the hands, the foot doesn't matter. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release that hand all the way down. Now extend through your left leg, so extend it behind you. Place your toes down on the ground now, so all the way to the ground. And then when you're ready, pick yourself up and step back through that right leg. So again, once you're there, you can definitely lower your knees straight away. You can maybe hold this and see if you can feel like you're pulling up and out of the earth a little bit more. So lower to the ground, so maybe the knees go down first, or maybe this time you just bend your elbows, lower all the way down towards the ground. Okay, when you get there, again, flatten out your feet so your toes are pressing down. Maybe your knees even lift up a little bit off the ground. Spread your hands, pubic bone down. So as you inhale, start to draw the shoulders back, start to lift the chest up. And then on that exhale, just slowly and carefully lower yourself back down again. So do that again, so inhale, drawing the shoulders back, lifting through your chest. Exhale, slowly lower. Okay, do that one more time, so again, just in your own time. And release all the way down. Okay, when you get there, we'll push back up, so just up onto your knees. And this time, before we move to down dog, we'll walk the knees in, and we'll just make our way back into that child's pose again. So just press your hips back, release the arms forward, maybe bend your elbows. And again, just making that connection with the earth as you're on the ground. Okay, when you're ready, we'll start to come back up. Take your time to make your way back up, maybe onto your hands and onto your knees, first of all. And when you get there, we'll tuck the toes and we'll start to lift the hips to downward facing dog. So again, just moving in your own way, take your time moving into it. So maybe you pedal out your feet a little bit more. Maybe you hold still and just concentrate on spreading the hands. You're using every single digit of your fingers to really press out of the ground. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, lift both heels up and then just lower your knees all the way down towards the ground again. Again, as you come back in, we're going to extend through your left leg. So we'll draw the belly up and in, just extend the left leg behind you. And then bend at the knee again. We're going to take these little circles. So start to move around through your knee and your hip. Again, make it bigger or smaller, it's up to you. When you're ready, change direction, just seeing how it feels, how that hip feels in comparison to the other one. When you're ready, we'll draw that knee in towards your chest, just hug it in, and then step your left foot up towards the top. So one hand either side of the foot, start to maybe slide back a little bit through your right leg. Knee over the ankle on the front one. And then when you're ready, start to lift your chest. So just moving back up again. Relaxing arms by your sides. So this time we'll take that left hand just onto that knee. and then start to reach up with your right hand. Again, really start to lengthen up towards the sky, let your hips sink down. Okay, we'll take one more inhale and then slowly release both hands down towards the ground. Okay, from there, we'll tuck the toes under on the back leg, so just lifting through that back knee. And then this time we'll step up towards the top of your mat, so maybe bending into the back leg, step it in. So as you come in, we'll separate the feet hip distance apart and allow your body just to fold forward. So maybe taking hold of your opposite elbows, maybe you rest your hands on your legs. Maybe you would take a little bit of movement side to side here. Okay, release the hands back down. We're going to take a little twist here. So we're going to bend your right leg, and you might just place your right hand on that leg somewhere. If you could manage, you could either have a block between your feet or use your hand on the ground and then lift and open through your left arm. So rotating around, trying to kind of align your top hand with the bottom hand. So trying to square off your shoulders a little bit. Good, so watch that top hand doesn't go too far back or forwards, but keep it in line with the bottom arm. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Slowly release both arms back down again. Okay, when you're ready, on your inhale, lengthen forwards, just stretching through your spine. And then on the exhale, just folding back in. So we'll come in for the other side, so you could bend your left leg, maybe take your hand onto your left leg somewhere, maybe onto a block or between your feet, and then reach and open through that right arm. Again, just being mindful that you're not pulling back too much on the shoulders, so keep your arms and your shoulders aligned. Well done. When you're ready, slowly release all the way back down again. So when you're ready once more, inhale, lengthen forward, so really stretching through your spine again. On the exhale, just folding back in towards your legs. As you inhale this time, we'll reach up, so we're going to rise all the way up. So take your time reaching up with your hands. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. See how everything feels now you've come up to standing. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So coming into Tadasana, so in Tadasana, it's a really grounding posture, so we want to really spread the feet, really try and lengthen through the legs and then relax the shoulders. So having this really grounded position. And we're going to come in, we're going to do Utkatasana, so you can definitely keep your feet here, but if you want to separate them a little bit, if it's easier for you, then do that. So we'll start just by bending the legs. So as you inhale, we'll just bend the legs into that chair position. So push your hips back. And then if you want to, reach up with your arms. So again, starting to use the ground a little bit more, press into through the heels, lift your chest. Good, breathing deeply. And we're coming for a twist, so we're going to bring the hands towards the center. And we're going over to the right, so if you can, take your left elbow and just hook it to that knee. But again, if you can't manage it, then just take it somewhere and start to twist around a little. Remember to try and keep the knees pretty level here, so we don't want one knee to kind of move in front of the other, but keeping them as level as you can. Maybe sink the hips a little bit more. And pull back on your right elbow. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, move back to the middle. So just come in and then reach back up with your hands again. And then from there, we'll just press all the way up to stand. Okay, we'll do that on the other side. So again, as you inhale, we'll start to bend into your knees. Again, if you feel it's better with your feet slightly apart, then do that. Start to reach through your arms. So only if it feels right. If it feels too much of a stress on your shoulders, then don't bother reaching up. Okay, bring your hands in and we'll come to the other side. So left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Start to pull yourself gently round. Pull back a little bit through your left elbow. Make sure your knees are even and maybe drop the hips a little more. Okay, when you're ready, slowly back towards the center. Again, a little reach through your arms if you can. And then press up to standing. Okay, bring your hands towards the heart. Okay, from there, we're going to come in and we're going to do Malasana. So this is our yogi squat, which again, a really grounding posture. So we'll start just by separating your feet a little bit more. And again, you're going to work this to where you can. So just be patient and just see where it takes you. Maybe turn the toes out. So one option is just to take your hands onto your legs. And maybe we'll all do that. And just move your hips a little bit side to side, first of all. So just easing into the hips. And then if you want to, you could lower down and maybe take your forearms down towards your legs. But again, just see how that feels. And if you want a little bit more, then maybe taking it down so you drop the hips and lift the hands up and bring them in front of your heart. Again, just see how it feels. Whatever feels right to you is the right thing for you. Well done. Okay, from there, we're going to make our way back up. So we'll release the hands towards the ground. Just straighten the legs just a little, and then turn your toes forward. And then you could fold forwards in this slightly wider version of our forward fold. Again, keep the belly pulled in, the knees bent, maybe the arms are dangling, maybe you take hold of your elbows again. When you're ready, we'll release the hands then, and we're just going to roll up out of this. So we'll draw the belly in, start to roll all the way up towards the top. Good. And release. So we'll walk the feet back in a little. Now from there, we're going to come in and do our tree pose as our balance today. So if you do want to use, you can't use it all today, Rose, but if you want to use a tree, you could lean against a tree maybe if you could find one. So just do what you can and modify it if you need to. And we'll start to, again, get that sense of using the ground, but also start stretching up. So we'll spread the toes on your right leg, start to bend the knee a little bit, maybe just coming up onto the ball of your foot on your left leg. And if you want to lean that against the right leg, then just bring it towards your ankle. If you want to move your foot up, then move it up towards the middle part of your calf, or maybe start to draw the foot up towards the inner thigh, but just see how it all feels for you. And then we'll bring the hands towards the center. So as you do that, start to feel that sense of being tethered to the ground, but also through the crown of your head, you're reaching up towards the sky. And then if you want to reach your arms, just reach them up. And again, you can have them quite wide if that feels better. And always release them down if you want to. And breathe. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Slowly release both hands back down. And then we'll release the legs. And we'll bring the feet together. And we'll bring the hands back together. And maybe just close your eyes for a moment. And just notice the sensations that you've created there, both in your mind and in your body. Okay, we'll try it on the other side. It'll probably feel different, so just whatever works for you. Separate your feet, bending into the knee a little. Maybe just lift up to the ball of your foot. Otherwise, maybe lean it gently onto your leg, moving the foot up or drawing it up a little bit further. Whatever seems right or feels right, once you get there, you might have to adjust it. So we'll bring the hands in towards the chest again. So just pressing the palms gently together, draw your shoulders back. Again, spreading through your toes. So there is a temptation to kind of curl the toes, but really we want to spread them and use the toes and use the feet. Okay, from there, if you want to, you could just move straight up with your hands. So just pressing them gently together, just lift them up above the head. Again, if that doesn't feel right in any way, then release them down. And fix your gaze or your drishti somewhere steady. Good, very nice. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly start to release. So bring the hands down, release your legs, bring your feet together. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands and we'll open the eyes. So we're going to come in and do some standing postures now. So we are going to do one sun salutation to move into it. If you'd rather not, you could just step back with your left leg to warrior one. Otherwise, we'll move up towards the top of your mat. Come into Tadasana again, so spreading your toes, lengthening through the legs, relax the shoulders. As you inhale, we'll start to reach with your arms, so maybe looking up at your thumbs as you do that. On the exhale, just folding forwards towards your legs and take your time. As you inhale, lengthen, so maybe move your hands up your legs, straighten through your spine. On the exhale, we'll step to plank, and again, you could step this if you'd like, and move down in your own way, so lower your knees if you'd like, or bend the elbows halfway to Chaturanga. On the inhale, upward facing dog. As you exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Just breathing deeply, using your hands to spread and lift yourself up off the ground. Okay, we're going to step your right foot up towards the top. So look where you're going, step your right foot towards the top and move to warrior one. So we're going to spin the heel of the back leg, start to rise up in your own way. So just take your time. So turning through the toes of the back leg, rotate the shoulders and the hips. Start to reach with your arms and bend into the front leg. So where our arms reach is generally where our energy moves to. So we do want them up, but if that doesn't suit you, then you can always bring them back down. And also where our drishti is, so where our gaze goes, is where the energy moves. And we want the energy to move through the feet and the legs, all the way up through the crown of the head. But spread the toes, so again, that sensation of lifting up and out of the ground rather than sinking into it. On your next inhale, we'll open up to warrior two, so take your time moving around, move your feet and your legs, but still spread them and really feel a balance between your front foot and the outer edge of your back foot. So align the shoulders, maybe look along that front hand. Good, and get a sense of opening the hips. So that front knee, we don't want it to collapse in. So pulling it back so the knees over the ankle, and then pulling back on the left hip by squeezing into your left glute. And we're going to reverse it. So move forward slightly, turn your right palm up, and then take it back. So lifting up and opening, creating a lot of space in the front of your body. Maybe looking at your top hand. Good. Now with this space that we've created, we're going to come into side angle today. So you could move to warrior two first, lengthen forwards a little bit, maybe just taking your forearm down. Now reaching up and then over your ear with your left hand. Now today we're going to do a bound version of it. So that could be half bound, so you could reach up with the left hand, drop it behind your back, maybe take hold of something, and use that to draw the top shoulder back. So if that arm's behind your back, maybe you can rotate your chest a little bit more. Only if you want to, then we'll take that bottom arm underneath the leg and then search for the fingers. But try and keep the chest opening up rather than dropping down towards the floor. Okay, well done. Okay, when you're ready, if you have a bind, slowly release it. Start to rise back up again, so into that warrior two position. Good. From there, release both hands down towards the ground and turn on the toes of your back leg. As you do that, we're going to walk your right foot out towards the right edge. So move both hands to the inside of your right foot. Start to walk that foot all the way out to the side. Maybe turn the toes out a little bit, because we're going to come in for Malasana here. So turn the toes on your right leg, bend through your back leg and step it to the outside of your left foot. So as you come up, you might just then take the hands onto your legs like we did before. You might take your elbows onto your forearms onto your legs like we did before, or maybe you sink down into Malasana. Again, just see how it feels. Lift the chest, let the hips drop down. Well done. So to come out of it, we'll release the hands towards the mat again. Slowly start to straighten your legs a little bit. Turn your toes forwards. From there, we'll start to roll up. So draw your belly in, roll all the way up towards the top. Release the shoulders. Maybe walk your feet in a little bit and bring your palms together. And just take a moment to see how that feels. And just noticing all the little sensations that you've created. Notice your breath as well. So is it still even and constant? Okay, we'll come in, we'll do the other side, so exactly the same thing. So again, standing at the top of your mat, feet together or a little apart. Spread your toes, relax your shoulders. When you're ready, inhale, reaching up with the arms. Exhale, fold forward, so bending into the knees if you need to. Lengthen forwards on the inhale. Make your way back to plank on the exhale. So lower your knees or lower halfway to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to move to warrior one. So maybe lift your heels, step forward with your left leg, turn the heel of the back leg, and start to rise up. But just take your time moving into it in your own way. Modify your feet. Try and rotate round through your shoulders and your hips. Maybe take the arms up. Again, just start to feel that you're really using the ground and you're lifting up out of it. So it's giving you that energy, that lift. When you're ready, we're going to open up to warrior two again. So slowly take your time, moving around. Rotate your feet a little bit if you need to. Widen your stance if you'd like to. So if you want to go a little bit deeper into it and move deeper, but just try and keep the integrity of it. So the knee pulls out still, the knees over the ankle, and we're still feeling that we're pressing equally through our feet. Good. Okay, we'll start to reverse it again. So start to reach forwards a little bit. Lift up through that left hand. Maybe release the back hand down your leg. Lightly on that back leg. And start to feel the upper body really opening and stretching without affecting the legs. Okay, we'll move in to side angle. So come back to warrior two. Start to reach forwards a little bit. Maybe just take your forearm down. Maybe you take your hand down towards the ground and then reach with your right hand and stretch it over your ear. Again, you could just stay here. If it feels best to you, then do that. Maybe you try the half bind. So that right arm goes behind your back. Maybe you grab hold of something, start to open up through your chest. And then if you'd like to, you can take that left arm under and start to search for your hand. Again, if it doesn't feel right, then you just stay with the one you've got and explore that. It's more the experience of it rather than a goal to get anywhere. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the bind if you have one. Slowly start to come up, so take your time, back into warrior two. And then when you're ready, release your hands down towards the ground. So turning on the toes of your back leg, we're in this lunge position once more. So from there, we'll start to move the hands to the inside of your left foot. Start to walk your left foot out towards the left side of your mat. Maybe turn your toes out a little bit. And then we'll step the right foot to the outside of your right hand. Again, maybe staying quite high, hands on your legs. Maybe lower your forearms down, sink your hips. Maybe bring your hands in front of your chest. But whatever feels right and works for you, then that's the one you're going to do. Well done. Now we are going to come all the way down to sitting. So if you're high, maybe take your hands onto the ground and sit down. But if you're low, you could just sit your bottom down to the ground using your hands if you need to. And then just have a little sit. Well done. Okay. When you come into sitting, you're going to stretch your legs out in front of you. So we're going to do a little bit for our feet and our legs here. Just really to try and strengthen through the feet and also to mobilize them a little bit. So we'll sit up onto your sit bones as much as you can. So the feet are hip distance and the legs straight if you can, but if you need to bend them, then do. So when you're ready, again, try and stay upright so we're not kind of collapsing into it. We're going to flex your feet, so just pull the feet back towards you. And then when you're ready, we're going to extend and stretch the feet out. So not just your toes, but try and get that stretch from your ankles all the way down through your feet. Do that again. So pull the feet back, flex them, and then push them away. So start to breathe through that. So as you inhale, pull the toes back. And on that exhale, push it away. Good. So do that again. And then from there, pull the feet back. And this time, keeping your feet flexed and back, we're just going to curl the toes under and then pull the toes back. So just a little bit of work for your toes. So when we're grounding, we want to really try and use the earth and use the ground on which we stand upon. So we really need flexible, strong feet to do that. And then keep the toes where they are. And we're going to spread your toes and then release them. So we have muscles in the toes, each individual toe, and we want to kind of use these muscles as much as we can. So spread your toes and then release them. Do that one more time. So spread them and release. Okay, we can circle around now, so you can just circle through your ankles, just nice and easy. And then we'll go the other way. Excellent. Okay, from there, we're going to come in and we're going to do Navasana. So our boat pose, again, quite close to the ground. We're going to bend your knees, sit up onto your sit bones, and then have your hands behind the back of your thighs. So using your chest, draw it forward, so keep the chest lifted and the belly pulled down. And then as you breathe out, maybe just lift one foot off the ground, and then you can try the other one. If you feel comfortable, maybe you start to lift both of your feet up off the ground. But again, just see how that feels to you. And again, you could just hold it here. See how it goes. If you want to keep going with one and then the other, then do that. If you want, you could extend your legs, so maybe stretch them out. Again, you could try one at a time or both together. Maybe you release your hands, but just see how it all feels. Keep the chest lifted, the belly pulled down, breathe. And again, stay with the bent version if that is better for you. Good. Okay, one more breath. And slowly release down. Maybe just give yourself a little hug. Okay, we're going to come in and we're going to do pigeon. So you can either do pigeon or you can do a modified version of pigeon. So you can see how you get on with that. But if you bring your right leg just to the top of your mat, and if you just bend your right leg, so you've got your knee and your ankle in line. So it's just towards the top of your mat, just as if you were coming into that pigeon pose. Now, if you wanted to, you could just, with your left leg bent and your heel of the right leg just towards that left leg, you could just sit here. Okay, sometimes that gives you a nice stretch through your thigh. So you could sit here or you could move forwards, down the center or offset towards that right knee. Now, if you want to move further into your pigeon, then move your hands, or use your hands, I should say, and then slide that left leg back behind you. But again, if you don't want to slide the left leg straight back behind you, then don't. When you get there, maybe stay high for a moment or two, just to use that to align the hips. So sometimes we're more over to one side or over to the other side. And if your right hip is high off the ground, then use a block. So place a block underneath it and then you can start pressing down. Now from here, if you want to lower yourself down onto your forearms, maybe down all the way to the ground, then just take yourself down. But just see how it feels. Modify it so that it feels right for you. And try and feel it in your hip. So your right hip is where we're stretching. Okay, we're going to take one more inhale. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly start to move back up. So just up onto your hands, first of all. If you've got blocks underneath your right hip, you probably want to remove them now. And then we're going to sit over to the right. If you just sit over to the right, and then you swing your left leg all the way around. And it's going to come all the way around so it comes to the outside of that right thigh. Now, if that doesn't suit you, because we're going to come in for a twist here, then please feel free to straighten your left leg out in front and just come in for kind of a half version of that Matsyendrasana. So either left leg straight or the left leg stays tucked in behind you. Use your right hand or your right arm to rotate round and the left fingertips behind you, just to try and lengthen your spine a little bit. Again, try and feel that sensation of twisting. So rather than just turning, start to feel that you're actively working it rather than just sitting in it in a turn. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release. So move back towards the middle. Release your legs. Maybe bring them out in front and give them a little shake. And we'll come in and we'll do the other side. So when you're ready, bend your left leg. So again, the left leg is towards the top of your mat. You have your knee in line with your ankle. That won't probably stay like that as you move into pigeon, but you know, we can visualize it at least. So bring that knee in, sit upright. Again, if you're just coming in for this modified version, then either sit here, move forwards, or move over towards the side. If you want to come in for pigeon, use your hands, pick yourself up, and slide that right leg behind you. So you're in a nice lifted pigeon or proud pigeon. And we use that to modify our position. So we can move our hips left or right. We can grab blocks and place them underneath your left hip if you'd like. And then when you feel ready, start to lower down. Okay, when you're ready, we'll start to come back up again. So take your time, use your hands. When you come up again, if you've got blocks under the left hip, then remove them. Sit over to the left side and then swing that right leg all the way around. So again, if you prefer to have the left leg straight, then bring it straight. And then start to move into the twist. So left hand or left arm and the right fingertips behind to move into that twist. If you've got your left leg straight, then it's just out in front, and it's exactly the same thing. And again, rotate around, maybe turning your head to look over your shoulder if you'd like. Well done. Slowly release, move back towards the center. So as you do that, bring your legs out in front, maybe give them a little shake. We'll come in for just a simple forward fold, so Paschimottanasana. So if you want to use your strap here, then please grab it and do that. Otherwise, sit forwards onto your sit bones a little bit more. Maybe use your arms and reach up first on the inhale, and then fold forwards towards your legs. And maybe take hold of your legs or your ankles, maybe you grab your feet. But still lengthening forwards. Just being aware now of the ground which you sit on. We'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, slowly and carefully, just rise back up again. Take your time, give your legs a little shake off. So we're going to move down onto your mat. So if you want to, you could do one last little bit more. You don't have to. You could just basically lower yourself down. But if you want to, just sit in long with the legs. Reach your arms out in front. And as you breathe out, we'll start to tilt tailbone under and start to slowly and carefully lower yourself down. Again, if you don't fancy that, you don't have to do it. Well done. Okay, you can release when you get there. We'll bend the knees to have your feet flat onto the floor when you're ready. And then from there, we're going to pick your right foot up, flex it, and we're going to place it onto your left thigh. So we're going to do a little twist with the foot on the thigh. So you could stretch your arms out to the side. Just drop both legs over towards the left side. And if it feels too much when you get there, just uncross your legs. Maybe turn your head, look along your right hand. Try and relax your legs as much as you can. We'll make our way back to the middle, so take your time. Again, remove that foot. Use your feet here just to align your hips again, so they're pretty square before you start. And then lifting up through your left leg, flex it, place it on your right thigh. And then start to drop both legs over towards the right, turn your head towards the left. Okay, when you're ready, slowly come back towards the center. So as you come in, we'll uncross the legs, draw your knees in towards your chest. So maybe take a little roll side to side. Any additional movements that you want to make. So we are going to come into Shavasana now. So if you do want to pop some socks on or a jumper. We're just coming into a comfortable position. So as you come in, maybe start to be more aware of your breath. Without trying to change it, but just noticing it. Start to be aware of your body. Start to be aware of your body on the earth. So its weight, the space that it takes up. Start to feel yourself becoming more grounded towards the earth. Start to feel that grounding moving up through your feet and through your legs. Start to feel your feet and your legs heavy on the ground. Start to feel that grounding moving up through your hips and your spine. Start to feel the hips and the spine heavy on the ground. Start to feel your shoulders spread, your chest open, and your belly being soft on the ground. Allow the arms and the hands to weigh heavy on the ground. Allow your jaw to relax. Your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. let your eyes fall back into their sockets. Allow your forehead to smooth out. Relax through the crown of your head. Feel your whole body heavy, relaxed, grounded. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale through your nose. And then we'll just sigh it out your mouth. So we'll do that again. So just deeply inhale. And then let it go. Start to move a little bit through your fingers, through your toes. Maybe take your arms and just stretch them overhead. And as they lower back down, maybe start to bend your knees. You can keep your feet on the ground or draw your knees to your chest and just move a little bit. If you like to, you can roll over onto your side. And then we'll just start to make our way up to sitting. So just take your time, don't rush. So we'll find a comfortable seat when you're ready. Bringing the palms together, just in front of your heart. Just leaving a little gap just to signify an openness in your heart. Thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed our sky and earth practice. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll just stop this recording first. And then